What we're going to be going over in this tutorial are your shoulder pendulum rotations. What you're going to need for this one is a box that you can get up to maybe 30 inches, just so we have somewhat of a high elevation to lean on. Either a foam roller or a yoga block, which we're going to be propping our bicep on, and then whatever resistance you choose, whether you use a dumbbell. The lightest dumbbell I have in this gym is a 4 kilo dumbbell, or you can even use a fraction plate. This is a 1.25 kilo fraction plate, okay? When getting set up in this position, we want to make sure we're using our non-working hand on our head, like so, as a bit of a cushion. So when we lie down, we're going to have our head just here, like so. The foam roller now is going to be to my working arm side, and it's going to prop me up just like so. Now, this box ideally would be a bit higher for me, just so I'm a bit more of a comfortable position. This is exactly where I'm going to need to be. So right now, if you were to look at me from a bird's eye view, there's a 90-degree angle from my torso to my arm. I don't want you to be collecting down here or up overhead. Make sure we're at 90 degrees for our shoulder, okay? So I'm down now. I'm gonna have a rock and roll grip on my plate. My fist is my cushion, and I'm gonna get my chest as low as I can down to the box. As you can see here, obviously my shoulder is still at 90 degrees. We're going to start this movement off by going into what's called internal rotation. Now we want all this movement to be rotating from our shoulder. We do not want to be shrugging our shoulder up to our ear. So from here, I'm going to start by pushing my palm down towards my legs. I'm going to get as high as I can in this position without my shoulder compensating. I'm actually driving a lot of pressure down through my fist and down through the foam roller. Once I've held this for 2 to 3 seconds, we're going to start rotating and going the opposite direction. This is our external rotation. I'm going to hold this again for 2 to 3 seconds, then start rotating down. Whilst I'm doing this, at no point does my shoulder start shrugging. I'm really emphasizing the rotation coming from my shoulder. I'm not trying to elevate it and overcompensate, okay? Once you've done the required reps, I may even ask you to do a hold at the very end. When you do the hold, I want you to hold at external rotation. So this point where I am here, where my palm is facing the floor, hold this for the required amount of time. I may tell you to hold for 5 seconds, 10 seconds. I could even tell you to hold until failure, okay? So make sure if I do tell you to hold, you're holding in that externally rotated position where our hand is rotating upward for as long as you can, or as long as I've prescribed for you, okay? If you get stuck with this one, please let me know. Okay, there is a little bit of position specifics you do need to be aware of, but just take your time. Make sure you've got a box that's high enough. Make sure you've got a foam roller or a yoga block, and then the weight that you will be using, okay? Don't be afraid to go really light like I have with a 1.25 kilo dumbbell. This will most likely be a very humbling exercise. So take your time, get the position and the movement right. The benefits will come later on. But for you, these are your pendulum rotations. Please be sure to send me through some videos of you completing this exercise. Try and get the best angles available, whether it is a side angle or a front angle, depending on the exercise. This way I can make sure that I'm helping you perform the best technique possible for the given exercise. Send through the videos in the direct chat available to you, and then I'll give you some feedback straight away.